This highly skilled factory worker in Germany is crafting the interior of the Porsche 918 Spider hypercar. Only a limited number of these plug-in hybrid cars were produced on purpose, exactly 918 units. Right now, you're watching the saddlery department, where pre-cut leather pieces are carefully fitted onto individual interior components. The Zuffenhausen factory in Stuttgart employs around 8,000 people. However, the production of this hypercar did not follow a traditional mass production line. Instead, it was built more like a high-tech artisan workshop, with about 100 highly trained technicians working in clean, minimalist conditions. The original purchase price was around $850,000, but today its value has risen to about $1.6 million. The total power output is 890 horsepower, driven by 2 electric motors, with a top speed of 211 miles per hour. The 918 Spider was hand-assembled in a dedicated production hall exclusively at Porsche's headquarters in Stuttgart-Zuffenhausen, Germany. Each factory worker was responsible for a single station, and there was no automation in the actual vehicle assembly process. This approach ensured maximum quality control, complete precision, and constant human oversight at every stage of construction. The Porsche 918 Spider is part of the legendary Holy Trinity of hypercars, alongside the McLaren P1 and Ferrari LaFerrari. Trio that defined a new era of hybrid hypercar performance. Each car took around 100 hours to build from start to finish. Production ran from 2013 to mid-2015, and the entire run was sold out before production officially ended, highlighting the massive demand for this groundbreaking machine. Every bolt is precisely torqued to exact specifications, with each step digitally recorded and carefully quality checked. All of these cars feature a mid-mounted V8 engine capable of reaching 9,150 revolutions per minute, an exceptionally high redline for a road-going V8. The front axle electric motor produces 130 horsepower, while the rear axle motor delivers 156 horsepower. You are now watching footage of this engine being assembled more than a decade ago. This engine was inspired by Porsche's motorsport heritage, particularly the RS Spider race car. Unlike conventional mass-produced engines, this power plant was built with extreme precision and minimal automation, more like a race engine than a typical road car unit. You are currently observing the careful transfer of the car's monocoque structure. The entire car is built around a carbon fiber, reinforced polymer monocoque, which is both ultralight and incredibly strong, forming the rigid safety cell at the heart of the vehicle. The CFRP tub was built entirely in-house, which is rare in the automotive world, as most manufacturers outsource carbon fiber construction to specialized suppliers. Now you are looking at the process of installing the front and rear windows. These workers in white gloves simply place the window into the frame, and with the help of ultra-strong glue, it is attached. There was no traditional moving conveyor belt. Instead, the 918 chassis was placed on a rolling cart and slowly moved from one precisely organized station to another throughout the build process. Each of the more than 25 workstations was carefully designed for perfect ergonomics and maximum precision, with every assembly step digitally recorded to ensure full traceability. Every Porsche 918 Spider was carefully inspected through a series of quality checks. These included testing the car on a rolling road dynamometer, checking for water tightness, using 360-degree camera inspections, and having the final inspection documents personally signed by the technician responsible. This car, together with the Porsche 963, represents the only hypercars ever produced by Porsche. Reviewers awarded the 918 Spider 5-star ratings, praising its exceptional track performance and noting that it outperformed rivals such as the Bugatti Veyron Supersport and the McLaren P1. As a limited production hybrid hypercar, the car attracted a select group of high-profile owners, including celebrities, automotive collectors, and industry leaders. The United States received roughly one-third of the total production, with 297 units sold. Germany and China each received nearly 100 cars. Before delivery, every vehicle was carefully inspected and polished, with the final quality control process completed using a detailed pre-established checklist. This worker will be the first to start the car. The car you are watching being built here is finished in the iconic Guards Red, a bold, vibrant shade that is both sporty and instantly recognizable. You are now watching the leather workshop, where the leather for the interiors of all Porsche models is processed. The true craftsmanship behind Porsche sports cars takes place in the leather workshop at Plant 2 in Zuffenhausen. Here, skilled workers sew and prepare the interior trim and upholstery to match the exact order in which cars move off the final assembly line. Each customer can combine different leather and stitching colors according to their personal taste. With all possible variations, there are more than 80,000 potential combinations just for the door panels alone. This means even the most extravagant color requests are no problem for the skilled workers in the saddlery. Despite the vast number of options, dark colors, especially black, remain by far the most popular choice, with nearly 50% of customers selecting them. Shades of brown, such as espresso, are also highly popular, while in the United States, beige interiors are especially in demand. No matter how simple or extravagant a customer's request, the process always begins the same way. The leather arrives from the tannery located just across from the saddlery, in the form of full hides. By the time the leather arrives, it has already been dyed. What remains is finding the perfect cut. To achieve this, employees carefully scan each hide, checking for imperfections such as cracks or blemishes. Based on this information, a colleague at the computer individually decides which parts will be cut from each hide. A machine then takes over the cutting process using a high-precision water jet. The leftover leather is not discarded but is instead resold to manufacturers of belts, wallets, and other small leather goods. Next door, in the saddlery itself, the pre-cut leather pieces are carefully sewn or glued into the individual covers. Although the workers follow the same sequence as their colleagues in final assembly, there is no traditional assembly line in the saddlery. Each component has its own dedicated laminating workspace, where a saddler carefully joins the support structure and the leather. To achieve this, the saddler aligns both elements in a specialized device and then laminates the leather cover with a seam blade, ensuring it is perfectly smooth and free of wrinkles. The team fondly recalls a remarkable order from a sultan in the Far East, who commissioned several sports cars for his family, each finished in the national colors of his country, both inside and out. Even with all the manual craftsmanship, machines are still essential. After a saddler applies the leather, it is briefly heated to just above 130 degrees Fahrenheit and then immediately cooled. This process ensures that the adhesive cures into a heat-resistant bond capable of withstanding temperatures up to 285 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what the production process looks like for the latest luxury Porsche Taycan 4S and Turbo S. You are seeing the body in white stage, where the car's panels are precisely positioned and aligned using specialized fixtures, jigs, and handling grippers to ensure perfect joint geometry. At this moment, yellow robotic arms are at work, operating fully automatically. Porsche collaborates with ABB Robotics on various projects. The robotic arms guide welding guns equipped with electrodes that press and fuse the metal sheets together. The Taycan is built in a brand new 150,000 square foot assembly facility located within Porsche's historic Stuttgart factory. The production lines stretch across 3 floors of a 125-foot tall building, connected by massive elevators. Under the hood, the Taycan features 2 electric motors and reaches a top speed of 162 miles per hour. Its 800-volt battery system charges faster than conventional setups and is roughly 66 pounds lighter. The battery pack contains 396 cells and weighs about 1,430 pounds. It stores 93 kilowatt-hours of energy, enough to power a typical family for about a week. Right now, you're watching the final quality check after welding. Workers in red Porsche t-shirts inspect the body in white for any imperfections. If they find irregularities, they polish the surfaces and prepare the car for the paint shop. The car doors are carefully fitted by hand. The Taycan's body combines aluminum with high-strength steel, including advanced hot-formed steel side panels for maximum stiffness and lightweight performance. Preparing this car frame is a critical step for achieving the ideal paint finish and the vehicle's final appearance. But now you are watching a different part of the factory complex, where the production of key components for the latest Porsche Taycan takes place. The factory runs completely networked, with humans and machines constantly communicating through a central system. Inside the electric motors, the rotor and stator are secured using extremely powerful permanent magnets, which generate the rotating magnetic field needed to produce smooth and powerful propulsion. Instead of traditional round copper wire, the Taycan uses advanced hairpin copper windings. This design allows up to 70% copper fill within the motor, significantly improving electrical efficiency while also enhancing heat dissipation under high loads. The rear electric motor produces up to 340 kilowatts, while the front motor delivers slightly less output. Together, they provide a combined system power of up to 760 horsepower. A high-performance power inverter converts the battery's direct current into alternating current, which is required to drive the electric motors efficiently and reliably. The battery is built step by step. First, individual lithium-ion cells are put together into small units called modules. These modules are then combined into one large battery pack. The battery is placed inside an aluminum frame, which helps keep it cool and also makes the car's structure stronger. All the electrical connections are safely covered and color-coded. Orange wires are used for high-voltage parts to ensure safety and easy identification. The car's electrical system is powered by a complex wiring harness that weighs about 85 pounds. It delivers power and signals to every electronic part of the vehicle. Each component passes through extensive quality control procedures, including automated dimensional measurements, visual inspections, and detailed functional testing to ensure the highest level of reliability. Both motors and battery packs are validated on end-of-line test benches that simulate real-world driving conditions, verifying performance, safety, and durability before installation. Once completed, all major components are transported to the final assembly line using automated guided vehicles, ensuring fast, precise, and damage-free logistics throughout the factory. The precise coordination between component production and assembly ensures that every Taycan meets Porsche's high standards for safety, performance, and luxury. Parts such as the dashboard, steering column, and infotainment system are pre-assembled into modules for fast and efficient installation. The Porsche 4.0 plant was built for around $750 million and uses advanced robots alongside networked human workers. The stator is made from laminated steel sheets with slots that hold high-density copper windings. Copper conductors are inserted with precision to avoid gaps or misalignment that could affect motor performance or durability. Permanent magnets are installed with millimeter-level accuracy to prevent imbalance or movement. The rotor is carefully aligned with the stator, with a gap of only fractions of a millimeter to maximize efficiency and performance. Stator and rotor are assembled in a secure, climate-controlled booth to prevent contamination and ensure precise positioning. Both components are clamped and fixed rigidly during assembly to withstand the strong magnetic forces that occur when the motor runs at high speeds. Up to 16,000 revolutions per minute in tests. The precise rotor-stator construction allows the Taycan motors to deliver up to 761 horsepower in the Turbo S version. High copper fill and tight tolerances increase efficiency, range, and reproducibility of performance, even under extreme conditions. This meticulous process ensures that each Taycan motor is both powerful and reliable, forming the foundation for Porsche's high-performance EV. You are now watching the start of the paint shop process at Porsche's Zuffenhausen factory. The first step involves applying a phosphate layer, which provides outstanding corrosion resistance and creates an ideal base for the primer and paint that follow. This coating ensures even complex body panels are fully protected, enhancing the vehicle's durability and longevity. During the process, the metal is thoroughly cleaned, immersed in a zinc phosphate bath, then rinsed and dried, leaving it ready for the primer and paint layers. This step is critical for high-end vehicles like the Taycan, as it helps maintain the body's structural integrity. The entire painting process is carefully monitored by skilled workers using screens and computer systems. After the body in white has been welded and inspected, any minor irregularities, seams, or surface imperfections are addressed with high-quality filler. Expert technicians apply the filler by hand or with specialized tools, ensuring that every curve and panel meets Porsche's exacting standards. Once applied, the filler is sanded and leveled to create a perfectly smooth surface. This step is essential for achieving a flawless paint finish, enhancing both the aesthetics and long-term durability of the Taycan's exterior. The treated panels then move on to the primer and paint stages, where the even, polished surface allows for a high-gloss, uniform finish that perfectly highlights the Taycan's design lines. Last year, Taycan deliveries fell to 21,000 cars, roughly half of the previous year's total. This decline prompted Porsche to adjust production plans, including potential changes to manufacturing schedules and staffing. Slower than expected adoption of electric vehicles, combined with weakening economic conditions in key regions, has impacted consumer demand for luxury vehicles like the Taycan. Porsche has been concentrating on refining its product lineup and production strategies, including adjustments to manufacturing schedules and staffing to match current market demand and maintain operational sustainability. Even with advanced technologies integrated into the process, skilled human oversight remains a cornerstone of Porsche's quality control. Trained technicians perform detailed inspections, using digital models and high-resolution imagery to detect and correct any imperfections. This combination of automated precision and expert human workmanship guarantees that every Porsche Taycan meets the brand's exacting quality standards before delivery. We are now moving to the main assembly line, where the complete vehicle takes shape. The Taycan is available with an optional fixed panoramic glass roof that stretches across most of the cabin. Porsche also offers a panoramic roof with variable light control, allowing the driver to electronically adjust transparency using liquid crystal technology. The roof panel is made from laminated safety glass, consisting of two glass layers bonded by a plastic interlayer, providing strength, shatter resistance, and impact protection. The main assembly line at Porsche's Zuffenhausen plant is where thousands of individually manufactured parts come together to create a finished Taycan. This highly synchronized process blends automation, skilled manual work, and precise logistics. At this point, the Taycan is still an empty body shell, and the goal of the line is to turn it into a fully functional electric sports car. The lithium-ion battery pack is mounted low in the floor and forms the structural backbone of the vehicle. It contains 33 modules, each with 12 pouch cells, connected in series and parallel to provide high voltage and current. The floor-mounted battery is connected to the front and rear axles and electric motors. Together, they form the chassis, which is then joined with the upper body from below. Brakes, shock absorbers, and suspension components are installed only after the body and chassis are joined, ensuring precise alignment and fit. Many parts are installed by hand, especially moving components such as doors, seats, and the dashboard, to ensure perfect fit and finish. The battery, motors, and powertrain go through careful assembly, testing, and final marriage with the chassis. Instead of traditional conveyor belts, vehicles move through the plant on autonomous guided vehicles that use QR codes and Wi-Fi to navigate and transport the car bodies. On Porsche's online configurator, the Taycan 4S is offered with multiple wheel designs and sizes, with 19-inch Taycan Aero wheels included as standard. During development, the car is driven for more than 3.7 million test miles. Engineers evaluate wind noise, tire noise, and even sounds from the air conditioning system inside special soundproof chambers to keep the cabin as quiet as possible. Each Taycan undergoes wind noise, water leak, and quality inspections, with more than 500 individual checkpoints completed before the car leaves the factory. In the illuminated LED inspection tunnel, a professional quality control specialist carefully examines every detail, ensuring that each vehicle meets Porsche's strict quality standards. This is what the assembly process looked like for the previous generation of the Porsche Taycan, which went on to achieve higher sales than the newer model. Along the Taycan production line, robotic arms carry out most of the welding work for the body-in-white stage of manufacturing. These robots perform high-precision spot welding, laser welding, and automated adhesive bonding to securely join the metal body panels. By using robots, Porsche ensures consistent build quality, perfect panel alignment, and extremely tight tolerances that would be difficult to achieve by hand. In areas that require seamless joints or minimal heat distortion, laser welding is used for greater precision and control. Laser technology enables very narrow but extremely strong welds, particularly on complex shapes and thin metal sections. In addition, some structural components are bonded using industrial-strength adhesives, which are applied automatically by robotic systems for uniform coverage and strength. You are now watching the beginning of the body-in-white dipping process, where the bare metal car body enters a large treatment bath. The body in white is fully immersed in a cathodic dip bath, a massive tank filled with electrically charged, water-based primer. During this process, the car body receives a negative electrical charge, while the primer particles in the bath carry a positive charge. Because opposite electrical charges attract each other, the primer is drawn evenly onto every surface of the body shell, including tight corners, seams, and hard-to-reach cavities. This advanced coating process protects the metal from corrosion, creates a perfectly smooth and uniform primer layer roughly half the thickness of a human hair, and provides an ideal surface for the next paint layers to bond securely. After the base paint layers are applied, a clear coat is added to protect the finish from UV radiation, scratches, and chemical exposure. This clear layer also gives the car its glossy, premium appearance. The body is then baked in an oven to fully cure and harden the clear coat. Highly trained inspectors monitor this entire process using both digital screens and direct visual checks on the production floor. They ensure the paint coverage is even, the color is accurate, and the surface finish is flawless. If any imperfections are found, they are repaired immediately before the body moves on to final assembly. According to the latest available data, approximately 19% of Porsche's global workforce is female, with a steadily growing number of women holding leadership positions. In European and North American manufacturing plants, women often make up around 30% or more of quality control and inspection teams, although this varies by manufacturer and location. This section of the factory complex is dedicated to the production of Taycan electric motors and drive units. In 2023, Porsche delivered 40,629 Taycan vehicles worldwide, representing a 17% increase compared to the previous year and accounting for roughly 12.7% of the brand's total global deliveries. In the United States, the Taycan made up about 10% of Porsche's sales in 2023, with around 7,500 units delivered, reflecting a 4% increase over 2022. However, in 2024, sales declined to 6,284 units, marking a 16.9% decrease compared to the previous year. The Taycan offers exceptional acceleration and handling, staying true to Porsche's performance heritage. The Taycan's premium price makes it less accessible for many buyers. Although it performs well as an everyday vehicle, its driving range can be a concern for longer journeys, especially when compared to some competitors. The noticeable decline in sales in 2024 also suggests that Porsche is facing challenges in maintaining the Taycan's strong market appeal. This is the process by which the Porsche collectible emblem is handcrafted, a meticulous tradition that has been maintained for more than a century. For over 100 years, this iconic emblem has adorned Porsche vehicles, symbolizing the brand's heritage, craftsmanship, and enduring attention to detail. Now you are watching footage from the main assembly line, where the vehicle slowly takes its final shape. By rotating the car body, technicians can work comfortably on the underside, roof, and other hard-to-reach areas without excessive bending, stretching, or the need for ladders and platforms. This ergonomic setup helps reduce worker fatigue and lowers the risk of repetitive strain injuries, which is especially important for high-precision assembly work. Components such as brakes, suspension, wiring harnesses, and underbody panels are much easier to install when the body is positioned at the ideal working angle. Although Porsche operates at a much smaller production volume than brands like Volkswagen or Audi, it maintains a strong reputation for prestige, craftsmanship, and performance. Its limited production and exclusivity are a key part of its global appeal. Before the critical marriage stage in the Taycan's assembly process, the chassis, including the axles and electric motors, is fully pre-assembled on a separate, dedicated line. Both the front and rear axles are built individually in parallel processes to ensure speed and precision. Each axle is equipped with brakes, shock absorbers, suspension components, and its own electric motor unit. The larger rear motor and the slightly smaller front motor are prepared simultaneously to maintain production flow. Electric motors go through highly precise assembly steps, including the installation of the rotor, stator, and power electronics modules. Once complete, the axles and motors are mounted onto the vehicle floor to form the complete rolling chassis. At this stage, wiring looms, high-voltage connections, and suspension systems are carefully installed and integrated. Using a specialized manipulator arm, a factory worker then installs the seats, which are wrapped in protective film to avoid any damage during the remaining assembly steps. All-wheel drive gives it great traction, and the low placement of the battery keeps the center of gravity low, making the car handle better. Porsche engineers spent 1,500 hours in the wind tunnel, achieving a drag coefficient of 0.22, among the best in class. Features aerodynamic wheels, air curtains, and an adaptive rear spoiler for better range and high-speed stability. On the high-speed track in Italy, the Cayenne covered about 2,100 miles in 24 hours, averaging around 125 miles per hour. The suspension, cooling system, and all-wheel drive setup are put through their paces in extreme conditions, including ice, snow, and dry pavement. The Cayenne features storage space in both the front and rear, offering a total of 445 liters of cargo capacity. It is engineered to deliver strong energy efficiency while still maintaining its true sports car character. In the final stages of production, the high-voltage system is activated to fully prepare the vehicle for operation and driving.